What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 8th episode of the Vancouver Canucks franchise mode. We left off in the last episode, just after the Stanley Cup final, where the Edmonton Oilers defeated the Washington Capitals. We went out in round 1 to the Edmonton Oilers in 5. We won game 1 and lost 4 straight. Pettersson, though, had 4 goals for us, so at least it looked a little good. We did end the season on a tear offensively, so the offense has found its rhythm. Still, that bottom 6 could use some tuning. But with that final series, we realized we just didn't have the defense. We were suffering a few injuries, but even if we did have Tyler Myers back, it was never going to end well for us against the Edmonton Oilers, who eventually went on to win the Stanley Cup. We're up here at the NHL entry draft for year number 2. So we're just going to get straight into it. This is the off-season episode, and yeah, we're just going to get straight into it with the NHL entry draft. We have a few different things we could do here at the draft. Let's just see potential-wise and maybe a different thing with the progress as we seen when we left the last time. So at center, we've currently got Pettersson and Horvat as our centers. Stahl is, I didn't add him to an extension, so Stahl could be leaving. Nick Bazinajad will definitely stay. He had 9 goals, 22 assists, playing around the 3rd and 4th line. Gaudette is a bit of a rough one. He's not great defensively. He's never gonna blow up to be a better player. Kurashev's going to be probably in that Stahl position if Stahl doesn't want to resign. We don't have a lot of depth for the center position, so maybe a center could be good draft this year. We got JT Miller, who ended the season really well. He ended up the season at 62 points after playing fairly decent throughout the season. Hoglander had a great season. He had 30 points in 53 games, a great season, playing third line time, a lot of injury time. Denisenko had one of those seasons where it's like, you never know, but he's still very young anyway. He's got a lot of time to grow. Sanford filled out that bottom pretty well, but we're paying him quite a bit, and he didn't take a good enough jump, so we could look to move Zach Sanford. God, I'm messing up people's names in this episode a lot. We got Besser we're going to have to sign. We got Colson, Chason, Patan, McEwen, Bailey. Then at defense, we've got Quinn Hughes, Pellick, Tyler Myers, Gudas, Physick, Hunt, Strawman. Strawman will have the cap space we'll have free cap space. Tyler Myers is the one that we don't really know yet. We could move him, but I don't think it's one of those moves where we make it yet. And in that, we got Thatcher Demko and DiPietro, whose contract is expiring. So the one thing that I think we could look at is moving Sanford, as he's got quite a bit of cap on him, and lots of teams will be interested in Sanford. Now, in return, we actually do want something in return, maybe not just a pick. So we'll look at other players that are based off of overall, and there's Hampus Lindholm, whose contract is expired. Hampus Lindholm, let's just take a look at Hampus. Fit in the 3rd defensive pairing, so that's not something we need. Josh Manson, another 3rd defenseman pairing. A lot of that's going to be similar. Let's change team. I didn't know what I was doing there. Sorry about that, everyone. Boston. Again, not much we can do there. Buffalo. Oh, and LA take. Who is this? Wes Ben. Elite medium. Playmaker. Great stats. Wes Ben, 1st in this draft. Let's just see where our pick is and see what we can get with our pick. So Adamski, Gilson, Brad Lambert, Shane Wright, Ponorowski, Cunning, Savoie, Gaucher, Vivira, Nyquist, Bork, Philstrom. We're looking more along the lines of Landon McCallum, Steve Persinger, Connor Geeky, around that area. Lundstrom, Lander, Lindholm. A lot of guys with good value. Tim Dubnyk. We don't really need the defenseman, but there's a lot of centers there, and we're looking at centers as possibly to draft as well. Okay, let's just see what we can possibly get for Zach Sanford anyway, because it'll just be a little unload of cap. We've got lots of players that can play depth numbers. So Sanford getting the 3.4 is just a bit too much for us currently. Same like Tyler Myers, but we don't... Myers is one of those guys where defensemen can play a bit better than what they're making. Or let's sort it by overall. Calgary. Nothing we can really go for there currently. Carolina, nope. Nothing here. Nothing here. Columbus. Nothing there. Dallas. Nope. Detroit. Nope. Edmonton. Again, not anything that's out of the blue. Florida, LA. Sean Walker, no. Minnesota. Who is this Soucy? Carson Soucy, defensive defenseman, would fit third pairing. These are just such a weird area. It's probably better if we just go for the pick here, wouldn't it? So is there any team that would like Sanford and give up a third or something? Ottawa's third for Zach Sanford will not go through because they would have to give up a player, and that would Yarvietti. Would this go through? Probably not. No, that's too much value. Philly wants can we get a pick from the Philadelphia Flyers? Can we get their third for Sanford? We can. It's one of those trades where you always never know. You never know what happens with those. Sim to our pick, which is 18. It's not actually as high as we thought. Ben, Adamski, Gilson, Lambert, Wright as your top 5. Ponikarovsky is a great defensive pick. Connie a great pick. Savoie, Gaucher, Viveros, Nyquist, McCallum, Philstrom, Persinger, Bork, Geeky, Lundstrom. Now at pick number 18. We have quite a few players to pick from here. We have Matthias Lander. Ooh, compared to Marcel Dion. We got Philstrom, Max Pacioretty, kind of is what he's like. Tristan Crooks, Dubnik. 3 years, has a strong personality. Salimonson, none. Liam Arnsby, no one he compares to. Radek Moises, 2 years. I mean, I don't really know much about Matthias Lander, but he's compared to Marcel Dion, one of the all-time greats in the game. I think we're going to take Lander. That's a great pick. Right winger, 67 overall, top 6, playmaker. You'll get a lot of good players for Lander anyway, if we ever did have to move him. Here we are. Second round pick for us. We got Thomas Lettinen, Halvardson. Ooh. Maverick Lamore. Seems like a decent player. Ranta, 3 years. Santala, not much. Woodworth, played alright. Kupita, Coltane and Grinder, though. What do we actually have to choose from otherwise? Not too much. I'm being completely honest. Our best pick here is probably... it might just be Lamro here. He's an interesting player to pick. Top 6. That's a bad pick for us there. Still a few interesting players, though. With our pick we traded for. Ooh, there's a lot of decent. This Kolstov guy lacks size, but he's got a good potential. Top 6 sniper. I mean, it was one of those risky picks, but brought in value. We could always move him if we want. What about this cap result? If this is a top 6, it's still good. Top 4 offensive. What a pick in the 4th round. That guy could be an absolute stud for us. And now we're just gonna take Daigle. Everyone remembers how bad the last time someone named Daigle went first overall. Okay, with our 198th of the, we're gonna go Bentham. That's how much we're gonna find at this point anyway. And with our last pick of the NHL draft this season, we will go with the goalie, Nicholas Carlson. Little French starter, not very good, but we took him. That is our NHL entry draft. Not too busy. There's not really, still one of those years where we don't have a lot to do with the team, and we will sign Guidry back again because he's been playing. Not playing great. He's been a great head coach. He might not want the head coach job, so we will offer it to him. Goligoski wants the associate job. He'll get another 3-year contract. And Ernoff as that guy as a assistant coach. Will he come back as the assistant coach? We'd really like him to. Honestly, Eden had a really good season though with us as a first-year coach, as a B+ or B or whatever. Great season. Who do we have to sign here? Mahalik. Briere. And who else do we have to sign? Todd Chen. I think that is all the guys we had to sign. Yes, it is. And now it's time to sign contracts. With the big boy, Brock Besser, having to be signed. We have $27 million in cap space to make our signings. So, here it is. We have Stahl, Zinjak, Dek, Khrushchev. So Khrushchev, I'm making the first move. Khrushchev wants 1 year at 7.5. We'll do that because he'll probably play like 4th line or something for us. We're gonna no, we're not gonna sign Pilar. He's just not that great value. Eric Stahl, he had 17 goals, 34 assists for us. What does he want to do if he does come back? 2 years. We're gonna release Hall for now. I say for now because we'd always re-sign him. Okay, Howard Chuck is coming back. He's been a great player so far for us. Plays depth time. Tyler Mott, we're gonna look to sign. Ooh, he wants that one-way deal. That'd be tough. We're gonna try a 1-3. Gadjovic, he's still got time to grow, so we'll just sign him. We will release McAllis. Mellenby, we don't need to sign just yet. Would it make sense for us too, though? I mean, we'll try. He might be able to be good enough to play in that area down in the minors. Then we got Besser, who's definitely coming back. There's no ifs or buts about that. Besser's coming back. He wants a massive deal, so we're gonna try and lower it to 8.32. So that's a massive contract. Chason wants a 1.4. We'll go 1.4. Take off 75,000. McEwen, we're actually gonna release. He just doesn't match any lines we ever have here, so it's just as well for us to move on from him. Yasik and Lockwood will re-sign at minimums, and Lander is fine like that, and so is Williams. Actually, it's probably good enough for us to sign Williams. He's not growing. Then the defense, where we have a big problem. So with Physic, what does Physic want? He's a 30-year-old. 1.3 for Physic, not bad actually. Strawman, we're gonna let go. So we could probably have Jet Wu come up now. Rafferty, we're gonna let go because we've got a lot of defense. Brisbois, we're gonna re-sign. Tevez, we're gonna let go because we remember having him scratch a lot. Yermo is getting signed right away. And Elliott's gonna get released. There's no... Oh, and I accidentally... Okay, that was by accident. We got a person's gonna get released. He's not gonna have any playing time ever for us. And goalies, we're gonna re-sign DiPietro. And he wants a low deal, so that's great for us. We've actually might have been able to save a bit of money here. So far, all the AHL guys are coming back. They mulled over it, but they did decide to return to the franchise, so that is great for us. Khrushchev signs. Physic. Chason. Howard Chuck. Mott does not. Besser didn't. Brisbois. Yasek, DiPietro, Lockwood, Williams, Urmo, Mellenby. A lot of guys. Still got cap space, but that is because we've not been able to... Oh, wrong one. I meant to go to UFA and all skaters. Tyler Mott. What if we offered Mott 1.325 and restricted free agents that didn't sign there? Gadjevich, we are going to try at 1 year for $775. He's not going to be making that anyway, so it doesn't really hurt us. Besser didn't want the 8.3 deal, so we're going to try an 8.4. Besser's one of those guys where he's always going to be a manageable contract that we could put out if it goes wrong for us. So taking Besser on the deal is never going to be a problem for us. But places we need to sign is maybe some depth forwards and defensemen to fill out our remaining 6. An offer is not enough to entice me. Damn. So we're going to actually let go of Mott, but we got to try something here with Besser. So what if I just straight up did an 8.65? I did not ever want to get to this point with Besser, but we've had to sign him for that much. And we're just going to continue up to the free agency from here. We got lots of cash room to bring in minimum deals if we have to. A mid defense. Probably a defensive defenseman on the right side for Quinn Hughes. That would be a big plus for us. So first thing we're going to do is we'll go to UFA and we will check out defensemen. And we'll go by overall. So Colton Parenko is the big guy here. Parenko at 6 mil. Fits all defense. Okay, we're going in on Parenko. We'll move Myers as well, so we get that 6 mil back. But on Parenko, we will go for 6.475. And also, we have this, so we've really not really spent anything if you think about it. Because we're making other deals as well. So another deal that I think we can make here is another right defenseman. That's going to be Troy Stetcher if he doesn't really fit. What about not Nudavara? Let's check out Connor Murphy. All defensive periods as well. We're going to sign Connor Murphy. Actually, what if we actually try with D'Angelo? He's not been playing well. So we could probably get D'Angelo cheap. Okay, so that's what I'm going to look at for defense for now. So we've only really spent the 2 mil, if you really think about it, because if we move Myers, we get return for that. So now we aren't really in need of a major center. But Chris Tierney doesn't fit the lineup. Adam Lowry fits forward 1. We don't need him on forward line 1, that's for sure. Devin Shore, no. Sajak, no. Quenville, Brian Boyle, Sutter, Paul. What about Nick Paul? Not really. Kyle Turris, Springs experience. Sazikaz. We're going to try and... So much money, though. It's always tough with these late deals and trying to bring a guy in. Let's see what Devin Shore is like. Yeah, we're going to try with Devin Shore. We're going to go a little under what he's asking. Maybe a 2.05. It's a weird deal, but it could always work. On the left, we aren't really looking for anything on the left. And on the right-hand side, if I do believe it would probably make sense for us to bring in a two-way guy that can play down the lineup, someone like John McGinn at 1.2. Now, also like to sort by potential here to see what we have in potential. Any left wingers that match it? Ketchuk, not really. Centers, any young guys that we could bring in? That's a bit all over the place. Chmelevski. Sasha Chmelevski went in the 6th round. But he don't fit our lines. Merkley. What about Nick Merkley? Had a great season. Doesn't fit our lines, though. Okay, let's check defense. A lot of defense, but we've made our move on D'Angelo and goalies. There's a lot of goalies, but I don't think it's really makes sense for us to go on a goalie currently. Yeah, we're just going to go a few days in ahead here, see what happens. Maybe we even get the first month of simming done. Devin Shore, Tony D'Angelo, Jamie McGinn. Do we get Parenko? Colton Parenko, not re-signs, but signs with the Vancouver Canucks. So now, as I said before about Tyler Myers, now we could look at Tyler Myers and possibly our entire defense core. So, as our defense core has now gotten better, we've got Hughes, Parenko, Pelech, Myers, D'Angelo, Physic, Gudez, Hunt, and Wu down there. We move Myers now. Who wants... Myers is a massive contract, so we'd have to bring in probably a depth forward that fills somewhere out down there. So let's just go through all the teams and see what depth forwards there are. What about Phil the Thrill? Phil the Thrill Kessel? Nah, that would be interesting though. What about Christian Fisher? He doesn't fit, but I think I'm going to look at it. Fisher for Myers straight up. No, that would never go. Let's keep going. Boston. Stepan, Coyle. Big contracts that we don't really need. Thompson, Hosang. Calgary. Majapani. What is Majapani? He's a sniper. We don't need a sniper. Carolina. Fast and Fogle. What about Warren Fogle? Power forward. Play down the lineup. It would replace the contract that Sanford was on. Carolina would be over the cap. Okay, we're going to continue, but there's nothing we're going to do to bring that down. Chicago. What about Suter? Two-way guy. Play down the lineup. This is one of those years where we just don't... Like, other teams are also in that weird position where it's not like a lot can really happen with the trade market. I mean, they don't want them. Detroit. Nothing really. LA. Again, they've got a lot of trade value in there, guys, but there's nothing we'll be able to do. They got a lot of trade value. Minnesota. Again, there's not anything we can really do. Montreal, nope. Rangers, no, that's way too high. Their cap has gone through the roof. What about the Ottawa Senators? Anthoniou, Connor Brown, actually. Connor Brown. We're gonna try and make a deal for Connor Brown here. Myers for Brown straight up. It's a big contract, 1 year compared to 2 years on Myers. Just go for it. It's one of those weird ones, but it creates a lot of room for us to experiment with the roster, especially with Jet Wu. Okay. I think we're ready then. Let's just head straight up to the third season. I almost said second. The third season of this Vancouver Canucks franchise mode. And arrange the lines to see what we can build as our team for the upcoming season. This is one of those less exciting episodes compared to the last episode where it's pretty exciting in the playoffs. Oh, Galiev for a third, and our third, fourth, fifth for Nudvar third. Nah, not happening. Not happening with these silly trades. Not happening. They just want to scamas us. They don't even want to do a fair trade. A second to Ratechi for a third and Forbert. Now that makes a bit more sense, but we're still gonna say no to that. Second and third for okay. They gotta stop with that Nudavara trade. It's just not gonna happen, New York. It's not happening. It's not happening, New York. San Jose now tries to... San Jose again. Dallas. Where's that New York Islanders? Where are they? They're going to do it again. The Islanders are going to do it again. I know they're going to do it. No, they got a little scared. I think I might have actually threatened them. Okay, now what's our lineups going to be for this season? What do we have in the AHL there? Ochocinco, Khrushchev. Khrushchev is not playing down there. That's for sure. So, Denisenko, Pedersen, Besser. Not much really changes with what we could do here. If we were to switch Miller with any of these guys, no. Hoglander is that third line guy still. Brown, Bazinajad, so Bazinajad's going to stay there. Jamie McGinn. Who do we have scratch? Patan and Bartecci. Hughes, Parenko, perfect. Pellick and D'Angelo, Gudas, and Physic. Okay. We're going to make a few tiny roster changes here. A few tiny roster changes. So the first one is in the NHL. We are going to send down Bartecci. And in return, we're going to call up Howerlock and bring up Khrushchev. And then in the NHL, we also have to send down someone else. And that someone else has got to be Patan. So that's how that's going to be. And then defensively, we gotta bring someone up, and that someone's going to be Jet Wu. He's going to get time. He's not just sitting on the bench. He's playing. I think I'm going to find Khrushchev some time as well. So best lines here. What do we do? Mirov goes up the line. Who else goes up? Jovic is going to go up. Mellenby goes up. We got to get Williams some time. Where does Williams fit? Williams fits up one line. What else do we have on this AHL team? Elliott and Kapanen are fine. Defense. Yermo's playing up there. That's good. Yermo's going to get as much time as we possibly can feed him. And then in the NHL, we're going to take Radko Gudas out and replace him with Jet Wu, so he gets time. So we got Wu. We got Wu there now. That's good. Offensively, we are going to take Jamie McGinn out as he's that extra guy. Khrushchev's going to find his way in. But it's because Khrushchev can hopefully play somewhere up the lineup. Play in the middle there. Yeah, Khrushchev's going to have a real tough time otherwise. That's a bit stinky. That is a bit stinky. We're going to have to manually change the lines a little bit more. So we got... That's our forward lines, though. That is our forward lines, I think. Okay. Special teams this season. Let's just take a better look at this. Podkolzin got an insane rocket of a shot currently, so he is going to go up here. JT is going to play here. Hoglander is going to be on this part. D'Angelo there is fine. Hughes, yup, that's perfect. JT will come down for Denisenko to play there. Colson, that's actually perfect. Then the penalty kill. Horvat, Miller, Khrushchev's going to get off it, and we're going to replace him with Connor Brown. Connor Brown gets a lot of time in these setups, but that's our best chance, I think, of really doing something. Okay. And is there any other things here? DiPietro getting a massive jump. That's always great. So that is the starting lineup. And the captains are good. Captains are good. There we go. So by the end of the season, or last season, it didn't look like we were in a good shape, and then bam, we hit a big offensive spurt. We've strengthened areas of the team. We look like we can make damage if we make it to the playoffs. We don't know about the Cup just yet, but it looks like the Vancouver Canucks are finally heading in that perfect direction where the Stanley Cup doesn't look all too impossible. Anyways, I'd like to really appreciate everyone's support so far through this series. Thank you for watching this episode and all the others, and I'll see you all in the next episode.